Dominguez, maybe? I'm just bad at pronouncing things. List from Grand Prix Birmingham? Yeah, I can't pronounce things. Ignore me pronouncing things. Done trying to pronounce things. Alright. But anyway, it's a little more mid-range. Like, it's just got, these 9 4 drops and even a 5 drop and a 25th land. It's shaved on some of the 1 drops. It's shaved on some of the 3 drops. So it goes a little bit bigger. I'm not sure I'm going to like this because, as everybody knows, I kind of have a hatred for Chandra in these type of decks. But where this one is going a little bit bigger and we do have the full 4 Fight with Fires, like, maybe it won't be... I mean, it won't be bad, but maybe it won't be something that I dislike. Long story short, I wanted to try Mono Red a little bit today because I'm thinking Mono Red might be in my RPTQ deck list, and this is a pretty quality player. He got second in Worlds and everything with Mono Red, so I assume it seems like a good starting place, and we'll give it a try. Hey, Loco Dope, what's up, man? Yeah, I am beat this morning. I've spent the last, 3 or 4 hours looking up hotel prices and Airbnb prices for both Louisville and already annoyed. I have 23 mountains, which should mathematically be enough for a chain whirler, but it's whatever. Didn't really find anything I liked for either place. Cool, another 4-drop, even though we're playing 25 lands. This was a play mistake, by the way. I kind of forgot that I can use a Zaffin, but, I kind of want to play this on 3 if I can, so not playing Zaffin's probably okay. I'm a little tilted that I drew yet another uncastable card in my 25 land deck. So tilted, I'm just going to sacrifice this stupid Beaumont Courier and get my 1 card and just hope it's a friggin' land. I can't stand getting mana screwed. It's probably my least favorite thing in Magic. My hand's incredibly powerful, though. See, some people play this deck with 21 lands. Or, sorry, not 21, 23, and, I'm up to 25, and I'm still just not playing my spells on curve. It's, about as tilting as it can get. I'm honestly not sure if it can get more tilting than that. I think I'm just going to play one of these. Doesn't have double black, and he might have to spend this for a blue. No, he's just got another Syncopate. Don't particularly think Syncopates are good in what's obviously going to be a Gearhulk deck, but that's just my personal preference, so what do I know? Hey, Juka, what's up, my man? Yeah, he used the blue this time. Yeah, I'm just getting smashed. Oh, wow, he's playing Esper. Their opponent be Wilden to be playing Esper. Conley Wood went on a 15-minute rant the other night about how if you're playing a control deck that it's just absurdly bad to put a 3rd color in it, and he's not wrong. There's no reason to play a 3-color control deck. There's no reason to ever put Effer Hub in a control deck that's not using Harness Lightning either. If you have to play an Effer Hub to fix your mana for a 3-color control deck, you're already making a mistake. But I assume we're close to dead. I don't know if I'm supposed to play that mountain, but we have a Fight with Fire, so getting up to 9 mana might be relevant. Not really. I expect to lose to most of those decks as well. And he's got Supreme Will. He's just got Supreme Will. I guess he's already showed me Syncopate. Not playing this land's just stupid. I don't think Mono Red's particularly strong right now. Like, we got paired versus a very slow deck here. He had mana problems, and like we're still just not even close to winning this game. Like, we probably already can't win this game. Alright, well, we're done. Just think if you can lose that easily to a red deck. Or to a non-red deck that, like, it seems like there's no reason to play a deck like this. Looks like all of those are good here. Guess I'm going to take out the Fight with Fire. Could technically kill Scarab God. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Just take out these and leave a couple of Fight with Fires in. Neither of these cards really do anything, though, is the problem. Fight with Fire could potentially kill a Scarab God or a Lyra, so like maybe that's enough. Actually, I don't think they look very good. It's a 25 land deck, 2 lands again, but maybe we'll draw our lands. We are on to play this time, so that makes it a little less likely. Just going to cast this. I want my lands more than I want to try to attack for 2 damage with an Earthshaker Kenra, when the odds of him having a Fatal Push are pretty high anyway. Pretty sure I'm just going to use this again. We don't know that we're going to hit the land, so there's a good chance that just none of these get to get cast. Anyway, so I feel like when we're going into turn 4 and 5 with the control opponent still above 20, that our odds go down drastically. But maybe that's just not accurate. Let me actually use this again. I like how I didn't even put a single card on the bottom on any of those turns. The bad thing about Treasure Map, and the thing that makes Treasure Map kind of so bad, is just Field of Runes from all the control decks kill this, right? So like there's a fairly good percentage chance that I don't even get 1 card and I just wasted 3 turns. Like that, there's actually a pretty large chance of that, especially if he was playing the 2-color build that has 3 or 4 of that card. I guess I'm going to tick it up. See if we can get some moderate amount of value out of it. I don't think I'm willing to cast that. I would rather just have a blank card. Yeah, I would rather just have a blank card than that. It's interesting. He didn't kill the Chandra. Put 2 on bottom, so I guess that's good for me. If you're on like 5 spells total of this game? Yeah, we've drawn 5 spells total. In our, what? 14 cards? I guess that's not that bad. Guess I want to try this one. Thought about casting the Earthshaker Kenra, but it dies too easy to another Fatal Push, I think. Oh, we're not even going to be able to protect this, are we? We don't have any Abrades. Yeah, this game's just over already. He still has 5 cards in his hand. We literally have nothing going on. Black-green control. I've not saw that. How do we still just have a land every turn? And still just have more lands? I wouldn't have thought the blue-white decks would have been too bad, but they've been pretty atrocious this game, haven't they? Or hasn't it? I like how I have a Hazard here, and like there's some chance that it resolves. But even if it does, it's not going to attack. Is it like literally just not going to attack even if it is? Can't get the Gear Hulk off the table and he still has 4 cards in his hand? I guess we'll keep that. I don't really want it. Syncopates are annoying. Yeah, well, we're running out of time. The second he draws a Scarab God, the game's just over. You put a card on top. Can't imagine you putting any card on top that's not Scarab God. Or another hard counter spell. I kind of want that card, but it's not good enough. That card is obviously bad. That card doesn't do much here. That card does something. I guess I'm going to give up a card draw just to cast something this turn. Actually, I'm just not. My treasures are mine. If he's got a contempt, he's got a contempt. Things don't get better for us here. Like, our one potential possible maybe miracle out would be like drawing back-to-back Fight with Fires or something and him not having a counter spell, but I think he has a Gearhulk in his hand. I'm pretty sure he has a Gearhulk in his hand. Oh, right on time cards that are not very useful anymore. If he's got a Gearhulk and a removal spell, we're just dead. I think he at least has the Gearhulk. Yeah, well, it wasn't hard to figure out that he had a Gearhulk. He's got a removal spell to remove the other blocker. The game's just over. I feel like the game's just over either way. Oh, it is. Yeah, he had the Fatal Push. So the game's over either way. We just got manhandled by what looked like not very good draws from our opponent. Like, the games weren't particularly close. I think our draw was fine. We just don't have early pressure, and I think it takes early pressure to beat those decks. Like, you can't out mid-range those decks, I don't think. Our one out was potentially just drawing some of these. I don't think you leave a Braids in. Like, you could argue to leave a Braids in, but they're dead versus so many of your opponent's draws. They're only good when they have Gearhulks, and like, opponent showed us white mana, he could have Lyra. They're useless versus Scarab God, which is the card that matters. I just don't think this mid-range just red aggro deck seems very good in my eyes. It might be fine versus like the other red-black decks. It doesn't seem very good versus the format. I guess I have to keep that. The second time already that this Zaffin Zoid's already annoyed me in just 3 games. So when do people start playing Moto like crazy online? Or sorry, start playing blue control decks like crazy. He's got Silhouette, that's fine. I mean, it's not like it gets better. The opponent has 6 spells. We don't. GG. Hey Mark, what's up? Could have played a Zaffin Void there. It's kind of weird that they're playing Censor. Actually going to leave that on top of the deck. I'll play this thing. Because I think there's a good chance that they're going to use a Settle the Wreckage or something on the following turn. What have you been into, Mark? If they don't deal with my creatures, I will not add the Chain Whirler to the board. I probably won't even add the Chandra to the board. A Water Leak. That sucks, man. And this is why we didn't play Chandra last turn. Because there's just real likely that could happen. But you see he still has 5 cards in hand, right? Even though things have gone close to perfect for us. Like, opponent still just casually has 5 cards. I will abrade my harvester if he has another settle. That way I can get it back. It also puts us to 9 mana, so a Fight with Fire is just 10 damage to his head now. Which is obviously really cool. If they disallow that, that's less chances for them to have disallow on the Chandra. But they still could just like jam Teferi or a cast out easily. And if they do either of those, I assume the game's over. With the exception of if we actually draw to Fight with Fire. It's going to be incredibly hard to beat a flip Search for Azcanta, and killing us Teferi gets us a guaranteed flip. You put a pull from tomorrow in his graveyard? I don't think you put a pull in your graveyard. That seems like lunacy to me. How good does your hand have to be to put a pull from tomorrow in your graveyard? I have no idea if such website exists, but shouldn't you like not want to do that? Shouldn't you be all about the shouldn't you be all about the brewing? That's your thing. I can't concede, even though there's just no chance that I can win this game. Like, just can't beat these two cards. It's kind of frustrating. Like, this is one of the matches that you would think could be good, but... we have a Fight with Fire in the deck, so... just play to that. Maybe he doesn't have a counterspell, who knows. He's already played 2 disallows. Let's keep drawing lands. It's over half of our lands now. So we've played 9 lands now in the 24 cards, or 9 non-lands now in the 24 cards we've saw. I realize that he gave us 3 or 4 or 5 of them with the one thing, but like say, how many was it? How many did he exile? Exiled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so even if you take into account 5 of these away, and put 5 back in the deck, that means we've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, like 9 spells, but like a lot of them come from Deshandra. Like, I don't know, we're just drawing an obscene amount of lands. I'm gonna go ahead and concede this game. It's not worth this fight. Not after he resolved that pull. If he hadn't played the pull, we would have kept trying to play for defend value, but after he resolved the pull, there's just no point. Alright, well, we get to bring all of these in. I mean, there's like a % chance or something ridiculous, but I'm not going to play for some like extremely small out. I'm actually going to leave the Fight with Fires in. I'm just going to leave 3 of them in, I guess. Because anytime that your opponent's casting a bunch of Settle Direckages on you, I don't think it's that unreasonable for you to actually just have 9 mana. Alright, well, this hand's terrible. Guess who's probably going to keep it? I'm just going to keep this hand. I don't care that it's 1 land. I have the cards that I want. I'll have my treasure maps. And his deck's slow enough that I think I can actually miss a land drop or two. I don't even think the treasure maps are that great here, because like there's some percentage chance that he's going to bring in a Sorcerer's Spyglass or something, so like maybe I'm just supposed to mulligan, but it just feels hopeless. This deck just feels too slow to beat a control deck. Like, I certainly didn't sign up with this deck hoping to get paired versus control decks every round. So that means I'm going to try to get a little lucky. Oh gosh, I accidentally pressed F6. That's okay because I missed a land anyway. I ain't worried about that. I am worried about Spyglass though. Spyglass is something he can bring in versus the other cards he saw. Land? I keep nothing but land. I don't know why we're waiting here. I don't think he should have Censor in that build of the deck. Like, that build of the deck does not seem great for Censor. Actually, I'm going to put that on the bottom. Just look for another land so I can play the other treasure map. I don't know what I'm thinking, but apparently I'm trying to outgrind my opponent. And that seems crazy to me. Because I just don't think this deck can do that. Here's the beautiful Field of Ruin. The card that I was just talking about makes treasure maps not very good. Actually, I'm going to do this too. I think there's a good chance that I'm going to hit a land. Yeah, you can go on bottom. I still just want to land. Having libraries in his deck is odd to me too. I assume he's going to use this Field of Runes while I went ahead and put that on the bottom. I'm just going to shuffle my library anyway. I like the upside of trying to hit my land way too much. He's going to cast out my other one. That's fine. Just like kind of easily beat all my things. I'm just going to go ahead and slam this too at this point. I think there's a good chance that this treasure map doesn't actually let me draw a card even though I had 3 of them. So I guess I'm just attacking with this one. Assuming that it gets still away or settled or something. Probably should have went ahead and used the treasure map, because now if he has another cast out, I'm screwed. I was trying to play around Field of Ruin, but like I wasn't thinking clearly because you just can't play around Field of Ruin. He's disallowing that trigger. Okay. You wasted a whole card to slow my map down by a turn? I'm showing this to him pre-combat. Not too concerned about that. And there's the fairy. That's what he needs. Hey, we got to draw a card. If he counterspells this, I have to play the other one, right? And if he doesn't counterspell it, I still just have to attack the fairy with both, right? Yes, settle, yes, settle. That was weird. That showed up a different art and then went away. We drew the cards we needed this game, and it seems like he didn't even have to try very hard to beat us. I mean, we're not dead yet, but you get the general statement I'm trying to make. It seems like he didn't have to try very hard to put us in a rough spot. I assume he just has another settled wreckage. Maybe I should have slapped him for 4 just in case we could have got a fight with fire through. Huh. I think I'm going to hold these lands now for Hazoret. Yeah, this is the art that showed up when he played the Settle a little while ago. That's just odd. When he cast Settle, this art popped up on the screen for half a second. I don't know why I played that land. He's not drawn a pull yet. I wonder if he sideboarded them out. I mean, he has to have counterspells at this point in the game, doesn't he? What else can he have? Like, he's not killing my creatures. Well, if he's not killing my creatures, I guess we're just going to go on about our day and we'll cast this at some other point. Alright, well, he just didn't have anything. That's insane. I can't believe we won this game. Literally can't believe we won this game. He must have sideboarded out pull or something. You have to have some kind of card draw engine versus our deck. That's crazy to me. Alright, so we know he has Lyra, so I do want the 4th Fight with Fire 100% now. If I'm bringing in the 4th Fight with Fire, what do I sideboard out? Not actually sure what I side out. All the haste creatures seem good. Karizev seems good. All my 4-drops seem good. Just everything I have seems good, doesn't it? Can I take out a land? Can I take out the Greedy Scavenging Grounds? We're on to draw. Yeah, screw it. We're on to draw. Taking out a land. He's going to cast Settled Wreckage anyway. I guess we keep it. We only have 10 creatures that are good on 1 and 2 anyway, so if we mulligan, I don't think we're really that likely to hit one. Yeah, we'll worry about that treasure map on some other turn. Him using Essence Scatter there makes it less likely that he'll have an Essence Scatter if he casts a Fairy this turn. Well, it'll be sad if he has one. There's a pretty good chance that he'll have a Seal Away, though. Or one of those. Thought about casting the Killing Phoenix, but I figured he'd counterspell one of those two spells. I guess he just has... He left Blink of the Eye in? I guess it's okay. Actually not that bad, I guess. Still has 6 cards in hand. There's just no way that I'm going to do anything here. He's going to be able to ultimate that before I can play the Fight with Fire to even try to kill it. Have we missed a land drop? Guess I'm going to leave that on top. Oh! Earthshaker Kenra, you're our last hope. Earthshaker Kenra, you were not good enough. So yeah, we have no chance now. Oh, well, he ticked up with that. Maybe there's some chance. Yeah, I assume there's still just no chance. Fortunately, we can't hit Planeswalkers with things like this anymore. I guess he's going to ultimate it this turn and like exile our Treasure Cove. Feel like he should have done that last turn, but his hand's probably so strong that it just doesn't matter. How did we not hit a land? We like literally did not hit a land just then. I feel like this is something he should have did last turn. We wouldn't have the treasures or anything. I mean, it's still very unlikely that I could ever win. So unlikely that I'm going to say there's zero chance we could ever win, but... yeah, if he's got a counterspell, we'll go ahead and definitely scoop. I don't like losing the matches that are supposed to be good for mono red because our deck's tuned to like not play versus them. I think you only play like if you just want to beat red decks, play something like Simon's. Or like Juza's. Beat the red decks with something like that. You don't have to play like a one color kind of medium build to beat those decks. Like you play this deck to beat the blue decks. Or you play a deck similar to this to beat the blue decks rather. Like you play mono red to beat the blue decks. There's 1,000 better mid-range decks to like try to beat the mid-range decks with. And even if we do want to beat the blue decks, sorry, like the other mid-range decks of this deck, like we probably shouldn't have Beaumont Curry in our deck then. Because it's so bad versus Chain Whirler and like so bad versus all the Winding Constrictor decks and stuff. Siege Gang Commander, you say? I mean, that's pretty good versus me. You should probably keep it. I think Chandra's better than that thing, so... or I think Chandra's better than random cards, rather, is what I was trying to say. It's gonna suck. Well... technically kill this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're nowhere near doing this. Guess we're just gonna tick it up. And we're gonna play a hazard, I guess. Next turn we'll probably be able to flip the hazard at least. We just can't protect Chandra at this point though. So I'm just gonna tick it up. Hitting Chain Whirler's too good. It's our own Phoenix. I guess we'll play it then. And a Glorybringer, that's sick. I think Glorybringer's just better than Siege Gang Commander, by the way. Like, if we'd hit Chain Whirler, we just, like, win this game super bad, but if he just had double Glorybringer instead, like, the Chain Whirler wouldn't have affected the game. He's gonna kill Chandra 100%, but I don't think that does a whole lot. Me, Chandra. Whoops. Guess we just block this, bro? Wait, what? At least this Chandra doesn't do a whole lot here. I just want to play another one of these, don't I? On defense? He's got back-to-back Glory Bringers. I mean, that's great. Doesn't do much. Bad versus Chain Whirler as well. Doesn't do much. Chain Whirler? You're not a Chain Whirler. Well, I have to kill this at this point. I might as well get some value out of this. Just keep hoping that we draw our Chain Whirler before the game's over. Because that's the card we need to try to win now. Don't care about our Chandra. It was just a 4-mana removal spell. I like how because our curve's so high that like we've just not been able to do anything all day. Sure, you can throw goblins at this. That doesn't matter. Like literally does nothing. Okay, it does something when you have double removal spell left. Or when you have that removal spell too. Alright, well I guess we're just dead then. What can we draw? Chain Whirler's still good. You're not a Chain Whirler, but you're probably good enough for now. We might still be ahead this game. Because the Hazoret's that strong. I think it depends on what he draws. Probably the next person that plays a really relevant spell. So he can throw 3 damage at me here. Then he's on a 2-turn clock. Oh wow, he killed the Earthshaker. I wouldn't have expected that. Oh, it's because he's got another Phoenix. Okay, great. So I just can't win again? How do you draw that many bombs? Yep, the game's just over, I guess. Alright, fine, I'll play this. Go down to 3. I think I drew much worse than our opponent and came really close to making a comeback this game. A silver commander deck? That's interesting. I'd just like to point out he drew another like massive bomb. Oh, Sliver. Okay, sure. I don't think we're just dead yet. If he keeps drawing like a spell every turn, we will be. In fact, we're dead next turn. I don't think we even have an out. Yeah, we don't have an out. We're just dead. Well, that's such a tilt. Kind of feel like we navigated the game well. Hazards just weren't good, even though they, in theory, should be great in a match like this. I don't think Beaumonts are particularly good here. Feel like I want Fight with Fires. Feel like I just want every removal spell I have. Or how good are Soulscar mages? And not good enough. Let's bring in these two. Nah. Oh, I have to mulligan. I have to mulligan again. Not actually sure what it's for. I'm going to guess it's for like the mono green decks because a lot of them have X toughness. Alright, well, it was cool. 25 lands, C1 in 7, or C0 in 7, then 1 in 6. Our hand's still good though. If we hit runner land, we're probably pretty good shape. We, of course, did not hit runner land, so... Feels like it's been like this for 2 days. This actually feels like it's been like this land crap for like 3 or 4 days now. Alright, right on time. Opponent plays a 4-drop, untapping to play a 5-drop, and we've finally drawn our Chain Whirler. That I probably shouldn't even play this turn, because if he just untaps and plays Siege Gang Commander, it would have been better holding it, and he's got Glorybringers in his deck, but like we can't beat that stuff anyway, so just have to pretend he doesn't have any of it. It's my favorite thing to do. I like to play make believe. Just my opponent just won't ever have any of it. I'm proven wrong right off the bat, as he just has 2 random more removal spells. Guess I have to play this one. And kill this. No land red? Doesn't seem like it's very good. I guess I have to kill that even though I don't want to. Because if it becomes a 4-3, then I just can't do it. He's got another Phoenix. The game's over. I don't have any outs to beat another Phoenix. Don't have any outs at all to beat another Phoenix, really. Tell that to No Land Dredge. Oh wait, No Land Dredge sucks. And the game is over. Opponent drew mono removal spells. Versus my deck that in theory removal spells shouldn't actually be very good versus. Because like killing any of these creatures just doesn't really matter. It's not how I'm trying to win the game. They're just value stuff. I would side out Earthshaker. I would side this card out if we had more things in the graveyard. And then you have to have like multiple removal spells to kill these. So just like overloading with 1 and 2 mana removal spells can't be particularly great versus what I'm trying to do. But like what I'm trying to do is not particularly great. Yeah, I don't like this deck at all. Don't like opponent's deck either. I think his deck seemed like it was significantly misbuilt. I'd actually say we're a favorite versus that deck. If we were like going to play the match over and over. I think it's the only deck I felt like we were a favorite versus so far tonight. Alright, lands and spells, please. Yeah, we'll keep. It's the best hand we've had tonight. I think red green's okay, but I don't think you want to play... I think you want to play things like Brontodons that have good power or have good toughness. I don't think you really want to play Siege Gang Commanders in your main deck. And I don't think the Merfolk are particularly good at all. Like the 3-drop or the 2-drop one maybe, because there might not be anything better to put in your deck, but like the 3-drop one's just really, really bad. Does he hit? He does not hit. So Chain Whirler gets to do Chain Whirler things. This is one of the reasons that Merfolk just aren't particularly good at the moment. The 2-drop one may be okay because there's not very many better spells, but like the 3-drop one's just horrendous. Oh, I meant to attack with this. That was a play mistake. I just misclicked. I even hovered over it, but I didn't press down. That was terrible of me. That could be a game-costing mistake because he would have almost 100% blocked. Now his Galtas and stuff may be fast enough. And Mono Green's actually really good. Pretty large fan of Mono Green in general. We'll probably get smashed pretty hard here if he's got a lot of things. Like Blossoming Defense and stuff. I actually think the Mono Green and the Black Green decks that look like Mono Green decks and like the Black Green Snake decks that have the champion in them are all like actually pretty good. Seems like he pressed F6, so we're just going to kill the big one. Well, I mean, Rekindling Phoenix is a hell of a good card, and having red removal spells is insatiably good. I'm going to tell my opponent that we're 0-3. Yo, homie opponent. I'll let my opponent know not to concede because I don't want to knock somebody out of a prize when we can't get a prize. Feel like Fight with Fires are good here. Feel like these are bad here. Feel like this is good here. Feel like these are okay here. Don't think I want these either. Just gonna run it like this, I think. Black Ring Saplings felt like really fun to me, but it felt super clunky. And again, I think if your deck can't pass a Fumigate or a Chain Whirler test, like I think it has to be able to beat either Fumigate or either Chain Whirler. And if it can't beat both of those things, I'm not sure how good of a deck it is at the moment. Yeah, well, we have to kill that. So opponent's actually playing the green-white deck, which I guess we could have deciphered from Wildgrowth Walker, but we're drawing like every removal spell in our deck right now, which was pretty nice. Probably just going to cast a Chandra and tick down on this. By the way, his deck makes a whole lot more sense why it has some of the cards that I was saying that wasn't very good if he's like this Wildgrowth package. I thought he was mono green when I was making those comments. It makes a lot more sense in a deck like this. But you see the mono green decks playing it too. got Ronus too. Ronus is a hell of a card. Can't sleep on how good Ronus is. Our deck lined up very well versus his draw. Feel like he's had a pretty good draw, but our draw has just lined up about as good as a draw can line up versus what he's presented. So we're gonna take this up. I guess we're gonna play this one and then just leave them both on defense then. That's true. You don't need Phoenix plus Ronus. Yeah, like I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think the red-green monsters. The one time that you want red-green monsters is if there's a lot of GPG in the format, because the red-green builds just can't lose to GPG. Opponent stops. He can't win. He wants the concession already. We're going to have our fun and play our turn, and then we'll go ahead and scoop to him after that. But yeah, we drew great this game. We can't even pretend that we didn't. So he blocks this. He's still taking 9. The opponent's pulling the trigger, even though I would imagine he has like Settle the Wreckage and or Fumigate in his deck, which I would play around those spells, so he can't kill the Chandra on the attack back. I don't think he can win. He also can't remove this, so we can like untap and do 4 damage to him, and at the best case scenario he's going to be at 3. So apparently I can press this button up here and concede the match, which I didn't know. Alright. So we'll just go ahead and play the last round. Yeah, there's a mono red GPG deck. There's a Bant GP deck. There's a blue-green GPG deck. There's the blue-red GPG decks, and then there's the blue-white GPG decks. Those are all decks that I've saw running around. And my friend even told me he was working on a mono-blue Drakehaven GPG hybrid, which may or may not be good. I have no idea. But those decks haven't been particularly heavily played in the format, and I think it's mostly because there's like they're not a lot of those builds aren't good versus the blue-white decks, and then like the red-black decks and the mono-red decks and the green-red decks are pretty good versus them. So if those decks come back though, then there's a good chance that you're gonna like there might be a reasonable reason to have more good red-green monster decks. And I'm not saying red-green monsters is bad. I'm more referring to the builds that we saw at the end of Rivals before Dominaria come out. I've done no work on the deck at all, so like I'm not saying there's not a build out there. I'm just talking about what the traditional builds have been. Yeah, I agree. He never showed me the 75, so like I don't wanna throw off on it, but it seemed like an interesting idea, and it seemed like the cards didn't super go together, but he really enjoys brewing, and I'm not saying it's bad. I have no idea. He wanted me to play it on stream, but then like he never messaged me anymore about it. Yo, homie, opponent. I am currently 0-4 in this event, and I cannot receive a prize. If I am about to win the match, let me know and I will concede to you. Alright, well we have to mulligan this. We don't have enough lands, and we have like 3 Hazards already. Again, we have to mulligan this, and then we draw this kind of like silly void again. This 25 land deck is tilting me. And this, it was like this yesterday too. Like yesterday we were playing 25 lands, and obviously like we were playing a 3-color deck, so we can get color screwed pretty often. But we wasn't just getting color screwed yesterday. We were getting smashed on the amount of lands we drew more than anything. Yeah, at the end of last format, it was my go-to deck because blue, red, GPG, and black, blue was just everywhere. And I felt like the mono green deck just styled and profiled over those things. I think the blue black deck's actually underrepresented. I think it's pretty good. So when he shows me Resilient Kinder, I'm assuming he's just a mono green deck with the splash, which could cause some problems for us. Like, I'm assuming there's Galtas in our future. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I have to attack since I can't really block. The problem is I can't beat Galta here, and I don't know if killing this gives me enough turns to beat Galta. And he may just have Blossoming Defense anyway, so I'm just going to play Rekindling Phoenix and try to beat what we can see and not worry about Galta. If he's got Galta, you know, hey, we're going to lose. I acknowledge that. Well, if he has Galta and an untapped land, or like Galta and a Heart of Cure, or Galta and a, you know, like Ronus. Well, I guess he'd have to have a land for the Ronus too. Alright, well, we're certainly going to block this one. If he's got a way to finish off the Rekindling Phoenix, like assuming he's got a Walking Ballista, I'm fine with that. In fact, I probably should have threw the Beaumont Courier under that just in case he has Walking Ballista, but getting that off the board puts him further and further away from Galta, which is the one thing that I'm super worried about at the moment. Huh. Well, he doesn't have a Galta, I don't think. So I don't think I have to worry about that anymore. Could still have a Blossoming Defense, so like maybe I should hold back the ground friends. But he's not killing me next turn, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He'd have to have double Blossoming Defense to kill me next turn. So I'm just going to put pressure on him. I thought there was a pretty good chance about that. Really hope he doesn't have 2 of them. Now, alright, well, we're dead. If he sees it. Maybe that was too risky. But, like, he just beats us so easy with so many cards that I feel like I have to try to end the game. Maybe that was a bad play. I think all this is just bad versus him. Yeah, that may have been just way too greedy. I just want to take these out. Because we have a million 4-drops, I feel, and 1 5-drop, I feel like the curve's just too high. Also, I didn't build the deck, so I think I want to bring this in. Actually, I'm not going to bring this in. I don't want to get rid of these, do I? This is Javier Dominguez's build, I think. I could have pronounced it wrong, but it's from Grand Prix Birmingham or something, and he made like top 32. So I was thinking it would be good versus the red-black deck, and I wanted to get paired versus a bunch of red-black decks and test that out. And we just got paired versus no red-black decks, so... I was kind of wanting to see how the match was versus red-black. Fortunately, we played 5 rounds and got paired versus none of the most popular deck. Alright, we'll keep. Man's fine. Need another land or two for it to be lit, but it's fine. From Seattle, wasn't that a different format? Like, haven't cards been printed since then? Alright, well, this can attack. I'm just going to go ahead and play it. I feel like cards have been printed since then. Cards that are good, like Chain Whirler and Fight with Fire. Well, we need to draw a land here. We did not draw a land here. This is kind of a cool draw, though. Because if he crews this, it's going to get smaller. If he doesn't crew it, this is going to get smaller. So either way, the Goblin Chain Whirler gets through. Which is just neat. Because thanks to the Soulscar Mage. Or by through, I mean, he could have chump blocked or whatever. On the top pump, but he didn't really have much of a choice there. I am not going to Toronto. That is really far away from me. I'm considering at the last minute going to SCG Louisville because that's not too far away from me, but I don't really want to play Modern. I think we're just going to try to get some value off of these cards here. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go to SCG. My friends that want to travel with me want to go down on Friday, and I kind of just want to go Sunday morning and play the Classic and come back. So, like, we want different things from the event. Let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and pop this. We might have a Blossoming Defense or something. If he does, we'll get to untap and cast a Chain Whirler, which is nice. Not sure if we're supposed to play around like him having a Blossoming Defense on his turn and like pumping this up like that. It's probably fine to do that. Because if he does that, one of these is still either going to eat something or deal some damage. So if he like blossoming defenses this and then pumps this, or like blocks this and blocks this, that's okay. Yeah, I saw it. It didn't have the cool 4 fight with fires though, is why I picked this one. Oh wow, I'm just stupid, ain't I? Wow. For some reason I thought that was a 2-2. I just threw my bro away. Oh my god, that was horrendous. That was horrendous. I don't know. I'm not a big brewer. Yep, that was a completely horrible play by me. Feels like it's not likely to affect the outcome of the game, but is he just gonna play a Galta now? Yeah, I guess I could still lose then if he's just playing Galta. Yeah, that was terrible of me. I guess it wouldn't have It wouldn't have affected the game too much though. Yeah, I play viewers deck lists occasionally. Not a lot, Marty. Just playing terrible Magic because that's what I'm the best at. Hey X8, what's up? He's got a blossoming defense here. I'm pretty close to dead, so he can do 12 to me. I can't attack. I mean, sure, you can throw one out, but I may or may not play it. I don't always play things. I don't know if that play mistake would have cost us. I don't know if it would have changed anything. Death Court Scavenger just beat me. We had a chance to still win, but we have no chance with the Scavenger, I don't think. Now the Scavenger's down. I think the game's just over. He's attacking Chandra, so the game's not just over then, is it? Never mind. It's practically over. Guess I can attack with this, and he has to block. Then on my turn, I can block that, and I'm not dead. Sure. If he's got a blossoming defense, we just scoop. If he takes this damage, though, it gives us a chance. Hey, X8. Yeah, I mean, the guy who made it's like a notoriously good player. I just think it's good versus the decks that I'm not playing. This attack's kind of odd to me because he gains less life than he would lose, so it feels like he has to have a blossoming defense for this attack to make sense. And he didn't have a blossoming defense last turn? It just feels weird to me. Well, I mean, theoretically we win if we draw an untapped land. No untapped land, so no win. Like, I didn't play this game well, but I felt like we were going to win this game even through my play mistake if I just hit a land on like a million different turns. Feels like it's pretty rough to win now. Depends on what the last cards in his hand is and what he draws. If he doesn't play anything relevant, like we can just block with one Chain Whirler and one Hazard and still live, or like one Soulscar Mage. Wait, no. We'd have to throw the Soulscar Mage in front of it too. Yeah, but blocking once isn't good enough because I have to give up one of my attackers. So this thing can only ever deal max 4 damage, so I have to get 2 attackers through with it. I guess the Hazard gave me an additional attacker, so... You're right. Maybe, but probably not good enough. Alright, well... See, 5, 11. I'm going to put all 12 in front of it. This is my chance. I don't think putting 8 in front of it and going to 1 does much. If he has any creature, it ruins that plan. Well, he had a Blossoming Defense, so I'm just dead anyway. I feel like he drew it that turn because he had 2 previous turns that would have been great for it. Maybe he didn't because he's got a creature too. We still just can't play our Glorybringer, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, just didn't cast my spells the entire night. Weren't aggressive enough to beat the control decks. I'm not feeling this deck. I didn't like the sideboard plan of playing treasure maps. There was like one game, and we won this game, but we drew all 3 treasure maps, but we had to take so many turns off to flip them, and he just dealt with 2 of them very easily. Well, it's definitely not, or it wouldn't be letting me play. That's weird, but yeah. I wasn't feeling this deck. It didn't go particularly well. We went 1-4 in the matches we played. We lost to 2 control decks. We lost to a mono green deck, which is probably a favorite versus us. I think Murder Bolt makes the red black decks a slight favorite versus the mono green decks, but once we lose Murder Bolt, it feels like just like this half of our deck doesn't matter. And it feels like Hazard doesn't really matter. Though, playing that many turns and not having access to my Glorybringer is a little unlucky. I did make a play mistake that game, a pretty bad one, but I don't feel like the play mistake affected the game. I think we still just lost that game. I think it gave us less outs, but I think, pretty sure once we just never hit a 5th land that it didn't matter. Sure, Juka, you can throw us a link if you want before we log off, but we're getting ready to log off. Got to do the eating of the foods. Maybe watch a movie, I'm not sure. Alright, let's see what Juka wants. We'll throw it up on screen for anybody on YouTube that wants to look to. So what do we got here? Yeah, this just seems like a right proper aggressive deck. I'd play 4 Chain Whirlers. I think Chain Whirler's better than Crasher, but 23 Mountains. Like, we were playing 25 today, and I was just never playing my 5 drops and rarely playing my 4 drops on curve with 25. Played 25 yesterday, too, and we weren't getting our lands very often. I think Fight with Fire is insane. Like, I think this card's really good. I mean, it seems fine. I'm not a big fan of Chandra in aggressive red decks, at least in the main deck. I don't think it does a whole lot in the main deck of these decks. I feel like you just want to pressure them all the time, and sometimes Chandra doesn't pressure very well. I also think if all the Hardikurans running around at a Braid might be better than Lightning Strike. BR? Oh, what would I play? What would I play at the standard seed at the Grand Prix? Well, I'm Are you asking me like what I would personally play or what I think the best option is? I would personally play blue-white because I have a lot of experience with blue-white, and I've played like one league with black-red, and I don't know how to tune. I've not done enough work on black-red to figure out how to beat the mirror or how to beat the blue-white matches. However, like I'm pretty confident with blue-white that I can just beat a lot of the mirrors. And I think with blue-white that I have a reasonable chance versus the black-red decks, especially the black-red decks that are tuned to beat each other. So, I would play blue-white. I don't know that it's the best choice, and I don't know that if you've put the work in to test and grind, that you might not should just play something else. But for me personally, I would play blue-white. Again, that has to do with my experience level with the deck, the comfort level of the deck, and that I just understand the deck a little bit more. If I took a couple of weeks off and had been working on red-black, or not even a couple of weeks, if I'd taken like a week and worked on red-black, maybe I would have chose it, or maybe I would choose it, but I'm not. It does say fight with fire is not legal. That's kind of weird. Just don't think I'm going to win very many red-black mirrors. I don't play that type of game particularly well. But anyway, we're going to hop off here and we're going to host a blue-white player. We're going to host Trampoline Tales. Go say hi to him, play his Magic card game, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for anybody who cares. Friday. It'll probably be close to midnight or 1 my time. Yeah, I think Matt's list is very good, but I think the like Juza's list and the Simon lists and stuff like that are tuned to beat Matt's list. So it's really like who follows what band. Like I just don't feel like I'm going to take Matt's list and beat very many other red-black decks. Matt's list is also the only list that I've personally tried. Well, I didn't try Matt's list. I tried Matt's list with a couple changes, but like this was my first attempt to tuning the deck or whatever. And as you can tell, like I didn't change too much. But like I still have Beaumont Couriers in. I don't think you want Beaumont Couriers if you're expecting a lot of mirrors. I went up to 1 Rekindling Phoenix, though I probably should go more. I have a love affair for this card. Like I may like Rekindling Phoenix a lot more than it's good, but this was my one small attempt at like playing red black. I played it in exactly 1 league and then just went on about my day because I hate Karn. Anyway, take care everybody. We're gonna hop off here. I do love Chain Whirler though. Chain Whirler is a hero. Boom boom boom. I'm outie. Thanks guys.